The key things that residents can look forward to in this building are being able to have an easygoing lifestyle, a situation where you can imagine ordering food from downstairs, imagining booking a private dinner in the private dining room with your own chef, booking a personal trainer in the private gym.
I've lived in the Bayside suburbs all my adult life, and it's funny, when you live in the Bayside suburbs, I can't escape the bay. I drive along Beaconsfield Parade every morning on my way to work. I have to see, feel or touch that bay every day, and I'm used to it. In summer I swim out in the bay every day. In winter I get my ocean kayak out 3 times a week and paddle with a squad down in Port Melbourne. And my wife runs along the bay with me on a Sunday as a regular family ritual we have.
The Icon project is offering some fantastic 1, 2 and 3 bedroom apartments with absolutely brilliant views of the city. Some of the apartments have views right across the bay, across Albert Park Lake, down St Kilda Road and right across the city. They're a good mix of affordable properties that can offer you either as an investment or as an owner-occupier.
The balconies are set up as a room in their own right, so unlike a lot of apartment buildings where the balconies are like part of the perimeter of the facade, these are like little rooms that are inset into the plan so that there's a really easy exchange between inside and outside. And furthermore, in some of the orientations there's also a series of shutters so you can actually enclose those spaces so they're almost like their own room. Well, I guess there's the grand sort of sunset view that defines St Kilda in many ways, which is the big western aspect. But I think more than that, the northern side you'll get great skyline views back to the city of Melbourne, which is a beautiful skyline in itself.
It is a truly unique site. It's one of those sites that it is second to none location. It's got amazing views or potential for views over the bay, and it's a site that it was a non-miss for us. We had to have this site. It was extremely important to us to purchase this property because of what we're about to deliver. What excites me about the Icon more than anything else is being able to drive past it in 5, 10 or 15 years and still being so proud of it. Then I think I know we've been truly successful.
Probably the main influence with this project was sort of how do you distinguish an apartment building in the skyline, and we saw the opportunity for each different box to represent a different neighbourhood within the building, and then each box has its own sort of colour representation, which the artist Matthew Johnson has worked closely with us on, and that's really about giving identity to what we imagine could be different communities within the building. So it was a way of thinking about an apartment building not as just a singular entity but as a collection of communities.
And there's not too many buildings that take a brave approach to actually having a colour palette based on an artist's interpretation of the colour, but also incorporating that colour actually into the building. Whereas it normally would be heavily designed, this has actually a very personal human language to it. It's relating to the sort of different stratums within green or the leaf that happens to be in the park opposite the Icon site, picking up the light of an old painted historic building and the sort of pink light of the sun, bleaching it with its own natural sort of form of light. As we know, every day that you go walk out and down the street in St Kilda, the colour changes.